And what we're doing is we're taking the material from the original bin. Remember this first bin?
Yeah.
From a long time ago? Look, it's all clumpy, like this. I made a sifter. I got this roll. I got a roll of 1/4-inch grid from Amazon for like a few bucks. And I just built a little frame. So,
oh, look at the wormies.
So I got to take all this kind of wetter, clumpy stuff, and I'm going to put it through this sifter.
Yeah.
Here, look. There's some buddies right there. Now I've already done this a little bit, as you can see, because I've got some finished castings here already.
They're sticky to me.
Are they sticking to you? You got a wormy?
Look.
There you go. How about that?
Look at this. There's this little... Oh, guys, what are you doing here?
Look what's falling down. You see it? Look down in there. Look down in that bin.
What's that?
Those are the worm castings. So now this shouldn't come as much of a surprise, but because I started out with a small quantity of worms for the area of this bin, and they've multiplied over the course of time. They've multiplied over.
Show cakey.
Show cakey? Yeah, you go show cakey.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy. So because I started with a small amount of worms and multiplied them in this bin, even though it's been 6 months, as you can see what's left over, there's a lot of chunks left over that aren't finished. But that's not to say that there's not any worm castings or this isn't worth doing. Now, I could just keep waiting and keep letting that break down, but I want to see what I can get out of this process. And I'm getting something. I don't know how much of this material is in this bin is actual castings. It's a little bit less than I expected, but at the same time, it's not surprising because of how few worms there were. They've multiplied over time. It took them a long time just to get up to a population that could break a bin like this down in 6 months. So it started out very underpopulated, and now it's probably reasonably populated. There's a good group. There's not even any food in here. Can you see that? So that's to say that if I started with this many worms that are in this bin now and started it from scratch, obviously I'd get a lot more, and I'd get a lot more worm casts. Holy smokers. But I don't think this is a totally fruitless endeavor. I'm trying to start more bins anyways.
Look at the little one. I'm still not used to it.
You're still not used to it. Me either. Look, all through here. Can you believe it?
Can't believe it.
It's crazy, huh? So what I've been doing is taking the big clumps out of this filter here, out of this sieve, and I've been collecting them in here. And I'm going to use this stuff to inoculate new bins. Just to start. Because there was so much material in this bin, it's actually kind of wet and it's hard to sift. I might actually get more castings out of here if it was a little bit drier. So I'm kind of wrestling this bin up like this, letting air get into it so that it can dry out and I can sift a little better. I've been at this for this is about my 3rd straight day doing this. This isn't exactly how I thought this would go. So I'm just sort of doing my best and seeing kind of what the results are, because unless you do it, you don't know what you're going to be dealing with. So that's what I am doing. So now that this is filled up, I'm going to start to distribute it in some of those other bins that I had started and basically inoculated material. So that's what I'm going to do. So here's one that I started about a week ago. It's just a bunch of wet cardboard in this one. I'm going to do a little comparison of all cardboard starting with leaves. Cardboard versus leaves. So this will be the start of a cardboard one. It's a little too wet, as most of my bins start out. That's too wet. But the inoculated material here is, we'll soak some of it up, right? I think what we need to do, we got to dump this stuff in here. See, look at, there are worms all through there. And even though I've been messing their day up quite a bit lately, and they're probably pretty stressed, I'm still trying to figure this out. And the population that's starting in this bin is going to be way, way, way higher than what I ever started with in some of the others. So, but everyone's got different goals, and sometimes you just got to take the little bits that make sense to you and take the little bits that you know for sure that's working for you, mix it all together and do it your own way, and just refine, refine, refine. Here, help me out. You see that squirt bottle? Yeah. Can you pick it up and help me? Here. Okay. Spray that squirt bottle right in here. Spray it. There we go. Look, this one here, we're going to call it Ready to Go. Eat Up Worms. In a few days, I am going to give this a big feed. Maybe some pumpkins that are really getting rotten outside now, and start the chaos all over again. But in the meantime, now that this bin is empty, I'm going to fill it back up. I'm going to keep doing it. You look. Oh, look. Yep. Want some? Look at them. Clumps. Clumps of worms. I'm
still not used to it.
I'm still not used to it, yeah. Hey, if we ever make a t-shirt, Claire, maybe that's what we should put in there. I'm still not used to it. What's a worm empire without some shameless self-promotion, with nothing to promote other than a bit of silliness, a little bit of not taking yourself too seriously when you're trying something new?
He got something in his tail.
I think this material's pretty wet. Well, that's as far as I'm going to go with this. I have to let this dry out a little bit more, but I got a pretty good little haul. So this is what the final product has become.
Going to swim my fingers.
Does it feel weird? But this is really happening. Regardless of all of the inefficiencies and the learning processes and the fun stuff.
Ooh, I better watch their video.
This is what, oops, sorry, buddy. This is what we end up with.
Oh, look at this little one.
And it just breaks apart again. This stuff's amazing. Just like that.
Why is the face moving? Oh no,
So what I've been doing is just taking these castings, and I'm just sort of putting a bag over loosely so it can breathe a little bit. Whoa.
Oh my god,
oh, wow. Wow. Getting his exercise, huh? There's this much left to go out of this bin. I've probably gone through about, I don't know, more than about around half the material. So I'm just going to keep doing it in stages like this. I'm taking maybe the top inch or two off every day. And then I'm just going to inoculate these two new bins, leaves and leaves.
Look, he's doing to us.
He's doing the flippies again.
Oh, look at this little one.
How about that? Wow, they're active.
They're active, wow.
So Claire, we're going to take this stuff, the big clumps that aren't ready yet, and we're going to inoculate these two new bins next time.
Bye, everybody.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe for my heart.
Okay, kiddo. Wow.